New Zealand Rugby continues to face pressures and challenges with the departure of key players, and Shannon Frizell is a prime example. The powerhouse loose forward confirmed his move to Japan's Rugby League 1 in 2023, following a growing trend of elite All Blacks chasing lucrative contracts overseas. But why did Frizell make this decision? Was it just about the money, or are there deeper issues at play with New Zealand Rugby? And most importantly, will he return in time for the 2027 Rugby World Cup? Shannon Frizell's departure is not just another name added to the list of All Blacks heading offshore. It's a massive blow to New Zealand Rugby. Known for his destructive ball carrying, physical dominance and versatility in the loose forwards, Frizell played a crucial role in New Zealand's recent campaigns. Losing him isn't just about filling a spot in the squad, it's about replacing an irreplaceable skill set. For years, New Zealand Rugby has prided itself on the ability to retain top-tier talent. But with the rise of lucrative overseas leagues, the reality is changing. Japan's Rugby League 1 has become one financial powerhouse, offering salaries that dwarf what New Zealand Rugby can afford. And for players like Frizell, nearing their 30s and looking to secure their future, it's an offer that's impossible to ignore. His rugby journey has been nothing short of remarkable. Born in Tonga, he moved to New Zealand in pursuit of greater opportunities. His rise through the ranks was rapid. After making a name for himself with Tasman in the NPC, he caught the attention of Super Rugby scouts and debuted for the Highlanders in 2018. His combination of raw power, athleticism and skill set him apart, and within months, he earned his first All Blacks call-up. Fans will never forget his hat-trick against the Blues in Super Rugby, a rare feat for a loose forward, showcasing his power, agility and ability to break through the defensive lines. He quickly became a mainstay in the squad, known for his physicality and relentless work rate. During his time with the All Blacks, Frizell played 25 test matches between 2018 and 2023. Over those games, he scored 4 tries, accumulating 20 points in the international rugby. His impact wasn't always measured in tries, though his biggest strength was his defensive work, line-out ability and sheer physical dominance. Frizell's impact on the field. Statistically, he maintained an impressive 90% tackle success rate in Test rugby, proving his defensive reliability. His work rate in rucks and breakdowns were also a huge asset, averaging 10 plus ruck involvement per game. In terms of ball carrying, Frizell averaged 35 to 50 metres per game, often breaking through defensive lines to create momentum for the All Blacks. His standout performances include his man-of-the-match display against Argentina in 2021, where he made 12 carries, 14 tackles and won 3 turnovers, helping the All Blacks dominate the game. His ability to step up in big matches made him a valuable asset to the team. However, despite his growing stature in the All Blacks, competition for loose forward positions remained intense. New Zealand's depth in the back row has always been a double-edged sword. While it ensures world-class talent, it also means that even top performers aren't guaranteed selection. Players like Ardie Savea, Dalton Papali'i and Ethan Blackadder have constantly been knocking on the door, making every test match a battle for selection. At the end of the 2023 Rugby World Cup, Frizell knew his time in New Zealand was limited. His performances in the tournament were solid, and while the All Blacks didn't take home the ultimate prize, Frizell had cemented his legacy. But once the World Cup ended, the inevitable questions arose. What's next? Enter Toshiba Brave Lupus Tokyo. The Japanese club offered Frizell a deal that was simply too good to refuse. The contract is reportedly worth significantly more than what New Zealand Rugby could offer. While exact figures aren't public, estimates suggest that top-tier players in Japan's Rugby League 1 earn between 1 to 2 million New Zealand dollars per season, a figure that far exceeds the $400,000 to $600,000 New Zealand range most All Blacks are paid domestically. Japan's Rugby League 1 has become a haven for top-tier international players, with clubs willing to spend big to attract the best. The likes of Richie Mo'unga, Beauden Barrett and Brodie Retallick have all made the switch, prioritising their financial security while still playing at a high level. For Frizell, the move isn't just about money, it's about longevity. The brutal nature of Test rugby means that careers can be cut short at any time. With a contract in Japan, he secures his financial future while still playing competitive rugby in a less physically demanding environment. It's a win-win situation for him and his family. But what does this mean for the All Blacks? Losing Frizell creates a significant gap in the squad. His blend of physicality, experience and versatility isn't easily replaceable. While New Zealand has a deep talent pool, finding someone who can step in and perform at the same level isn't guaranteed. Players like Hoskins Sotutu, Cullen Grace and Samipeni Finau will need to step up if New Zealand wants to maintain its dominance in the loose forward department. But Frizell's department highlights a bigger issue: New Zealand Rugby's struggle to retain top talent. Will Frizell return for the 2027 Rugby World Cup? Fans are now left wondering, will we see Frizell in an All Blacks jersey ever again? Under current New Zealand Rugby rules, players who move overseas are not eligible for the All Blacks selection. However, with growing pressure from fans and players alike, could we see a shift in policy? The reality is that New Zealand continues to lose top talent to overseas leagues. The rule may have to change. Frizell himself has remained tight-lipped about his long-term plans, but many believe that he could return in time for the 2027 Rugby World Cup. If he continues to perform at the high level in Japan, the All Blacks may have no choice but to bring him back into the fold. Frizell's departure is part of a larger trend. New Zealand Rugby is facing increasing pressure to keep its stars, but financially, realities are making that harder than ever. The rise of overseas leagues in Japan, France, and even the United States means that Kiwi players now have more options than ever before. The question remains, should New Zealand Rugby adapt? Many have argued that overseas eligibility rules should be scrapped, allowing top players like Frizell to represent the All Blacks regardless of where they play. Other nations like South Africa have already embraced this model, and the Springboks have benefited greatly from allowing overseas-based players to compete at test level. As more players follow in Frizell's footsteps, New Zealand Rugby faces a crucial crossroad. Can they compete financially with overseas clubs? Should they allow overseas-based players to represent the All Blacks? Or will they continue to risk losing world-class talent for good? Only time will tell. But one thing is certain: Shannon Frizell's move is a sign of the times, and New Zealand Rugby must adapt if it wants to stay on top. If you enjoyed this deep dive into Shannon Frizell's journey, don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more rugby stories and insights. Thanks for watching and see you in the next one.